Guys, so today's video, I'm sorry, there's gonna be a lot of noise in the background. I have a 3-month-old kitten who's wide awake. I have a Snickers down here who's also in a mood, and my computer's running behind us, so it's a high-powered computer, so it's a little noisy. Today's video, I'm gonna try not to keep it a long-winded, boring video, because Lord knows no one likes that, right? Someone just sitting there talking. You feel like you're back in school. Anyways, so I just want to give you guys an update and apologize for the very, very long wait that we've had between videos. Honestly, I had filmed for stuff between September, October, and stuff like that. And then when I tried to put it on the computer, the whole file corrupted. And I put all my technical skills to work, and I still could not uncorrupt it. So, unfortunately, the harvesting of my garden corrupted. When I broke down the garden, it got corrupted. Even when I added some new additions to the garden, those videos got corrupted. I don't know how that even happened, to be honest. They shouldn't have all been on the same card. I usually empty the card after each use, and I don't know what happened. So, we're trying again here. I'm going to give you an update as to what happened. So, we got an RV, and my first attempt to make it back to California failed. I made it as far as Badlands National Park. They do have this really gorgeous view area that you can go to where a lot of people do dispersed camping. It was very windy. I was parked on the side of a cliff. I really spent the whole night feeling like I was about to get blown over a cliff because it was so windy, but that's South Dakota, right? And it's just how it is. I think let's go this way. I don't think it matters, to be honest. So we had some problems with the tires. The person we bought it from decided to air them up with some Fix-A-Flat, which caused an unbalanced tire. By the time I realized it, I was halfway across South Dakota. Mamas, hey! Come on. No. No. You can't be in there doing that. Nice. So yeah, by the time I realized it, I was halfway across South Dakota, and by that time it was a Saturday. It was hard to find somebody that could fix it. I finally did in Rapid City, and I got there with like 30 minutes to spare. And then at that, not Rapid City, Pierre, sorry, or Pierre. I keep wanting to pronounce it the French way. So we finally got someone to fix it, and then I just came home. We rescheduled for a couple weeks later. Doxy went with me. I didn't do any filming for that trip. That trip was a nightmare. Like a nightmare. We made it to the same exit I made it the last time, except for we made a right, and the RV died. Like, we were stuck halfway out in the street trying to get into a gas station. It took us a day, 2 days, a day or two. We were there for a couple nights because we couldn't get a tow truck. Because trying to get someone to tow your RV in the middle of nowhere is like, good luck. So, yeah, those two are BFFs. I'll introduce you to them in a minute. So I kept talking to a mechanic, and mechanic says, it sounds like you just got vapor locked. He's like, I bet you 100% you can turn on the car and drive and you'll be fine. Combination of heat and all this other stuff, it just caused the engine to vapor lock. So we went to Rapid City from there, and we were going to have it looked at, and then Doxy just said, let's just go. Probably the last time we get to see your mom, so let's just go. It kept vapor locking. We would have to stop, pull over, let it cool down, 20, 40 minutes, let everything cool down, and then we could take off again. Sometimes in some inconvenient spots, I'm not going to lie. It did not do it while we were driving down the freeway. The temperature would just start to go up a little bit, which let us know that it was going to vapor lock as soon as we started coming to a stop. And sure enough, every single time it did. We made it to we made it most of the way through Nevada, and my brother met us the rest of the way. And what we went there to do was to pick up 2 cats. My mom's last wish was I take her cats. It has not been. My brother met us in Nevada at a rest stop. We found there was quite a few problems wrong with the car. We fixed a few of them. We got a new fuel filter put in. Ours was cracking and breaking, and so we replaced that. We could not get anybody to do a fuel pump. That place could have, but they said it was going to take a week, and you know, we didn't have a week to sit around in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, we took Gizzy with us too. So Gizzy was meeting the new cats, and that was. She actually didn't do too bad, but the other cats weren't really a fan of hers. In fact, her and Fancy hated each other. So we made it back with the 2 new ones. So we have Sinatra, who's a big boy. He's a very, very big boy. He looks like a Siamese tabby mix. So Sinatra is Fancy's brother from the same litter. My mom got both of them at the same time. So we have Fancy, and Snickers is a grumpy cat. I think I showed you her on one of the last videos that I had. I showed Snickers. But I'll get to her in a minute. So Fancy is the hyperactive one that likes to run all over the place. She likes to chase all the other cats around, and they don't always see it as playing, so sometimes there's aggression, and Night is good. He just kind of jumps up on things. So this one right here, this is Snickers. She's a little bit of a grumpy cat. She's having a rough time. Doxy adopted her when she was 6 months. She's had some medical conditions, requires a special diet, but for the most part, we're good under control. She's a spoiled little brat, but she gets a little tired of the kitten sometimes. Again, I'm going to get to all of this. Okay, so you met Snickers, Fancy, and Sinatra. You already know Night and Seymour. So now a reason that I took a break, besides the corrupted videos, is because on November 4th, like a lot of people in this country, I did a lot of ugly crying. But hear me out. I didn't do it because I didn't get my way in politics. In fact, all that yelling and screaming on the internet, come on, adults don't act like that. Knock it off. Seriously, knock it off. My reasoning was because I had to put my cat down. Gizzy, unfortunately, got to a point where she wasn't doing good at all. In fact, I have video of it, but I'm not going to show it. For one, I will cry trying to edit it, and for 2, you guys will probably cry knowing that those are some of her last moments. So I'm not sharing that with you, but we had to make the tough decision. She wasn't eating. She was still drinking. She was having a hard time making it to the litter box, so she was very weak and frail at that point, and we had to make the tough choice to let her go peacefully rather than to keep letting her suffer for a few days just so we could have her for a few more days. And believe me, that was one of the toughest decisions in the world for me to ever have to make. It was horrific, to be honest. For me, it was worse for me that way than it would have been to let her pass, but it was better for her. I don't have kids. I don't have a lot in my life, but these guys are my babies. Which then created a power vacuum as soon as Gizzy passed, because Gizzy kept everybody in check. She was a matriarch. Sick and dying of kidney disease, she still had no problem putting somebody in check. That's my baby girl. She's savage. So Gizzy passed on November 4th, right before I had to go vote. And I did do my civic duty. Who I voted for is nobody's business. I am not getting into political debates on this channel. I will say I'm an independent, so I piss both sides off equally, if that helps. Sometimes one side more than the other, but you know, it depends on my day. Or depends on the stupidity on the internet. So I try to avoid that because no one likes an independent. So I needed a break. I I had to grieve. It's like losing a child for me. Some people handle pet loss worse than others. Some people handle it like it means nothing. I take it like I just lost a best friend in the whole world, and I don't know how I'm ever going to live again. Unfortunately, that's just how I am with animals. I tend to attach more to them than humans, and that's just how it goes. That's just my personality. I get along better with animals because I think they're sweet, innocent, and humans are dicks. I'm not even going to lie. You all know the truth. Humans are dicks. We become bigger and bigger jerks lately, and I just can't do it. So, on November 8th, my mom finally succumbed to the cancer that she got from baby powder. Of all the things in the world that could be toxic and kill somebody, baby powder. And she passed away long before she ever got her settlement from Johnson & Johnson. And I keep seeing their ads all over the place about their next innovative medical thing. And I'm like, how can anybody trust you when your products meant for babies killed a bunch of women, made a bunch of other women sick, caused so many medical problems for so many people, and you can't even pay the settlements? They did the Texas two-step? They pulled every shady step in the book that they could to not pay their settlements, and they're bragging about all the new latest innovations. It's disgusting, and one day I hope they all face justice. Now, they probably aren't the same people that are responsible for allowing the asbestos in the baby powder, but their actions now are just as heinous. So I think if that company cannot pay off their debts, they should not be in business anymore. That's my personal opinion. I'm absolutely disgusted every time I see something from them. And I really also hate the censorship that goes on about that particular topic, which is horrendous as well. My mom, talking about her situation, got silenced so many times. Every time she tried to speak up, people put her down, told her, oh, you're just in it for the money. That's all you care about. I'm pretty sure she didn't want to die from cancer. She died penniless, in pain. People couldn't understand her because of the pain medication she was on. She died in agony, penniless. And you think all she wanted was money? She knew she was going to die. She knew she couldn't take it with her. Right now, we scrambled to get her cremated. I bought her a living urn because she wanted to be a tree. I mean, she wanted to be one of the biopods, which I couldn't find where to buy them anywhere on the internet, and trying to find places to put those is even worse. It's even harder. So I bought her an urn. She's in another urn right now. I'm at my brother's house, but I bought her an urn and I bought her a headstone, and we can't even afford to find a place to put her. I could buy a piece of land cheaper than I could bury her underneath another already established tree. And then I can't even put her headstone there. She wants to be part of nature, and I can't even afford to do that. Like, all three of us, my brother, my sister, and me, are scrambling the best we can to come up with all these things. And I'm not the GoFundMe type. If it's an absolute emergency, actually, even then, I have never tried GoFundMe. If it's an absolute emergency, I don't have time to wait for a GoFundMe, to be honest. I'm not knocking down other people who do. It's just not something I want to do. But we are still trying desperately to find a place to bury her. And we're working, Doxy and I are working on getting a piece of land someplace. We have to transfer his work, which is the hard part. Believe it or not, his work is all over the country. But we have to wait for an opening that works for him in an area that we like. So we're looking to get a homestead, which I've been wanting to do anyways, and it's something my mom's always wanted as well. And then from there, we can probably get her into the ground and let her become a tree. So that is our ultimate goal. Unfortunately, By the time she thought she had cancer, she thought she'd gotten over it. And the minute I got her diagnosis, I already knew. And she was she was originally diagnosed. And since California medical sucks terribly, they just assumed she was there for looking for drugs. Every time she complained about pain, they just assumed she was a drug addict and gave her the minimal care that they could and sent her home. So by the time they actually found out that she had ovarian cancer, it was stage 3 metastatic ovarian cancer. They did the surgery, they did a full hysterectomy, and they had to remove some cancer from the side of her stomach on the outside. And he hoped he got it all. She went through chemo. So she thought she might make it a few more years. She tried to do some sort of a life insurance just to make sure that her last financial needs were covered. And unfortunately, that's not happening either. So currently, we scrambled to do the best we could financially to at least get her ashes. But that's where we're stuck. Hopefully one day I will be able to create the beautiful garden that my mom would love, and she could rest eternally there. Hi. So that's basically what's going on with that. So November, the first week of November was absolutely crap for me. And then the rest of November I went to social media doing everything I could to spread awareness that Johnson & Johnson still has yet to be held accountable for basically murdering people. They're getting away with murder. That's how I see it. They knew asbestos was in there. They thought it was acceptable. I mean, those people are probably long gone, but it still happened. People still died. That company is still responsible, and they're getting away with murder. I think that part of the legal system should probably be refined, because that's not acceptable. So I was trying like heck to get justice for my mom. I wasn't sleeping. I was barely eating. Everything I did eat was not healthy, and everything I drank wasn't healthy. So instead of losing some weight from, grieving, I ended up gaining more weight. Well, I lost it though. I'm actually down a few pounds, which is kind of good. Changing my diet up for other reasons. I also had my own medical issues. Apparently worrying about my mom and my cat for the whole year, my vitamin D levels drops to an 8. And the normal range is 30 to 100. I was at an 8. So I was barely functional. So took 8 weeks, and we got my B12 levels up to normal. We got my potassium up to normal. I'm back to health, feeling healthier. I'm moving around a little bit better, as much as my body will let me. Working on getting all of that medical stuff taken care of again. So I'm back up and moving. I needed some time. And I'm not making this video because I want a bunch of people to feel sorry for me. I really don't need people to feel sorry for me. I really don't. I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, I'm going to be punished by YouTube for taking a long break. I'm just hoping those that do stick around will understand. After this, as you can see, I'm actually working on getting my seeds going for next year. So my next video is actually going to be that. You'll see the seeds start going in. I have a new arsenal here. My new seed starting tray. These are on 12-hour timers right now. I'm going to switch it to 8 eventually, because the rhubarb is not liking 12. And I think this is an ash tree. I'm not too sure. I found it in the backyard and I wanted to keep it because I have a property in Colorado that would actually love it. Let's let that have a little bit more soil. There we go. Anyways. So that's what that's for. Eventually we'll find another place and I'll plant it and let it grow beautifully. It is snowing out right now, and I'm hoping we get enough so I can actually use the new snow blower. It's a little electric one, but it's not a shovel, which I like. Anyways, so that is where my absence has been, and in December, we actually adopted another one. I can't tell you why. I mean, we have 5 cats or 4 cats. And but I saw this picture of this beautiful little girl, and I don't know why, I was just drawn to her. And to be honest, she was actually born right around the same time Gizzy passed. And there's a lot about her that reminds me of Gizzy. Though I am quite aware she's not Gizzy. I'm very, very aware of the fact that they're not the same cat. Sage is her own little demon. But she just reminds me a lot like her. And I don't know why, I was just drawn to her. She belongs with us, so we went and got her. So we have 4 different cat diets in the house. Snickers has a bland diet for her stomach issues. Special treats and everything. Sage is on all the kitten food because obviously she's a baby. She's like 3 months now. Let's see, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 3 months and a few days. Okay, so my brain totally shut up there for a second. Fancy and Sinatra are on just Science Diet adult formula. They all have their own feeders, except for Sinatra and Fancy share one, which means that one has to be monitored more than the others. And then Knight is on a special senior formula since him and Seymour are the old men now in the house. They're both 11 years old, going to be 12 this year. So that's what's happening there. But I'm going to be back to making regular videos. I'm going to be touching on the gardening. I'm going to be doing a lot of things from scratch again. Because a lot of people don't make things from scratch like they used to. It's everything store-bought. And it just seems like having that knowledge. So my GoPro decided it wanted to overheat. So I'm going to finish this video off the old-fashioned way. Just with my phone because it works just fine. So as you can see behind me though, it's my seed starting setup here. I use the natural light because the purples bug me and I can't watch. It's in my computer room, so it ain't gonna work. So here's where I'm about to start my seeds, and they're about to go into the ground here pretty soon. I also have, for the mess, but I have this light right here, and that works for my orange tree and my aloe vera plant right now because they're in for the winter. So I mean, I have been pretty busy. I just haven't done a lot of filming, and it looks like my GoPro doesn't really care much for my filming, considering it's like 68 degrees in here and it overheated really bad. I think it's just telling me to shut up. I talk too much. Something like that. By the way, that was my chair doing all the grumpy sounds, so don't think I'm over here ripping them. I pause the camera before I do that. It's just courteous. Anyways, so I'm going to be back to making a lot of from scratch videos here pretty soon. Let's get back to the basics of life, in case, you know, going to grocery stores isn't quite an option. Considering how chaotic the world is, you never know what could happen because it changes from day to day, and politics are beyond wacko. They have been wacko for many years, though, so it's not like I'm saying picking a side or anything like that, so don't go making judgments. That's not what I mean. I mostly actually mean the citizens when it comes to politics are wacko. And that's on both sides, don't get me wrong. Again, independent, piss them all off. I'm not trying to go into political debates, but so this week I'm going to be starting my seeds, and I'll go into more details on that then. For now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you guys next week, I promise. If I don't, something bad happened. So hopefully no more bad happened, because I don't think I can do it anymore. I also want to remind you guys that I have that Facebook group. It's for basically food preservation, off-grid living, homesteading, because I am going to be that eventually. And to be honest, I like to see what other people say and do about their off-grid life, because then I can also learn ideas. So I love I absolutely love reading them, but I don't like all the toxicness from them. So I started my own group. Doesn't have a lot of people in it right now, so let's change that because I would love more members. Come in, share your ideas. You know, you also get a glimpse of when my videos first come out. You'll see a lot of the things that I post. I do actually post some stuff on some cool ideas because I'm always looking at new things, and I like to look at everything. I'm not one of those people that get stuck in their ways, except for when it comes to frugality. I'm a very frugal person, so I will try to go with the reusable approach the best I can, if ever possible. That's my first choice, just because I'm cheap, not because I'm unwilling to learn new things or to, you know, I'm stuck in my ways. So I definitely welcome new ideas, different techniques, different styles, and I would love to see what other people have to say. So definitely join the Facebook group. I will put the link in the description. I will also put a link to my Facebook page in the description. And you can also chat with me in there because I'm always, well, I'm actually not always on Facebook, but at night I usually am. I'm checking everything out before I go to bed, or I check on it in the middle of the day, or, you know, stuff like that. So definitely come check out the group. It is a private group. I am going to remove anybody who decides to pick fights, be toxic, be a jerk. I'm not having that. We're too old. We are way too old for that crap. So, you know, it's going to be a friendly environment. We're going to have friendly discussions. We're not going to have crap talking. If you disagree with somebody, scroll. I just want to show you guys this little monkey. This is Burnt Sage. She got her name. She got her name because her eyes. They're sage colored. And then on the outside, it's kind of a little burnt color. This isn't exactly doing justice. But that's how she got her name. She's a little terror. Hi, monkey. You gonna say hi to everybody? Okay, don't bite my face. And yes, she loves to purr. So this is a new one. She's definitely her own little creation. So for now, I'm going to say I will catch you guys next week, and I hope to see you then. We're going to start seeds. I have some cool kitchen projects going on, a cool freeze drying project I have about to go on, which reminds me I actually have to start a different project. So definitely... You okay, baby girl? How does that even happen? My cat was laying on my desk and just slid off. I don't know if she rolled and just fell off, but she thudded hard and then just crawled up a few steps and went back to sleep. She's also on anti-anxiety meds, so... Anyways, probably another edit right there. Anyway, so... Yes, I definitely have a bunch of cool things. And the new AI system in my phone has been helping me with a lot of great YouTube ideas and setting up calendars and schedules. So I'll definitely stay up to date on my videos. So I will hopefully see you guys next week. You guys have a good week and take care. Bye, guys.